Now we have a little shake to get going. It can be a really like a little wobble and a wiggle to start with, just as we start to like loosen up the joints. Lovely. Into the hips, into the abdomen, and the shoulders. Lovely little wiggle of the wrists. Here we can take them into some circles. Lovely. Let's take the wiggle back into the shoulder, into the tummy, into the hips, almost like a little twerk there. Oh yeah, very nice, ladies. Into the thighs, give them a wobble. If you can lift your legs, you can give them a little shake into the ankles. Lovely. Okay. Are you feeling a little bit more jazzed and loose now? Okay, and then bring it to a bit of a sway, just as you have a little feel of your energy moving and swirling inside. Lovely. And then if you bring it to stillness, maybe something might feel like it's still moving around a little bit there at the end. Something might be buzzing or tingling. It's a great sign. You're just connecting in with that energetic part of yourself. Lovely. Okay, so let's think about our postures. My feet are going to be flat on the floor, whether I'm seated or standing. So let's just have a little squish, move around into the foot, and lift the toes and put them back down. I've had my feet squished in fancy shoes yesterday, so I'm not sure one of my toes actually wants to come out anymore. I'm going to give them an extra wriggle. Okay, knees. If we're standing, they're nice and relaxed, so we can squish in at any time. And we're not going to be locking, and we're not going to be overextending. They're going to be nice and squished. If we're seated, we're going to give them a little rub, a little massage. Get that connection going another way. Okay, inhale from the nose. Let the shoulders release on the exhale. Lovely. Let's do one more and see if we can let the jaw loosen a little bit. See if we can melt the jaw. Lovely. Okay, let's do that one more time. We're going to let the forehead chill out a little bit. Let a little bit of that tension around the eyes go. Lovely. We're going to get that sky connection now. So the top of the head is just going to elongate a little bit closer to the sky, the cosmos, the big blue sky, whatever works for you. And the chin relaxes, a little tuck and drop of the chin. Get this nice opening at the back of the spine. Lovely. Now let's get the pelvis a little bit more relaxed. So we're going to let that drop a little bit. And yeah, pop your hands on there if you need to get that connection going. So we've got our full pelvic tilt that we might do in our Pilates class. But this is going to be very minor compared to that, okay? It's a little tuck, a tiny little tuck at the front there until you feel a little bit of an opening at the back. So the pelvis synced and tucked, shoulders relaxed, lovely. Let's bring the hands in front of the abdomen in a ball. Lovely ball shape there. And we're just going to open the practice today with one of our basic moves. La Chi is the proper name for this one, but you can call it open and close if it's a little bit easier to remember. So the palms, the hands, the fingers, they're going to open, maybe body width, maybe a little bit more. Lovely. And then we're going to draw it back in and be where we started or near enough. Lovely. Two more, giving it a nice little flow, open. And draw in. Lovely, one more, lovely and graceful. And draw in. Excellent. Let's match the breath to that. Let's do three more We're going to open, expand with an inhale. And we're going to draw in and close with that exhale. Open, expand with the inhale. And draw in and close with the exhale. One more. Open. And draw in back to your ball. Have a little check-in with this space. And have a little thought back to that posture. Those knees relax, shoulders relax. Can we do it 3 more times? And this time you can make it as big as small as you like, okay? So we'll just do 3 more and go to your breath pattern, okay? So we'll expand, we'll open, wherever you want to go to, match your breath, and then draw back in. 2 more. Expand the space and draw in. Lovely. 1 more. And draw in. We're going to bring it all the way into the belly. We're going to let the ball come into the belly and the hands are going to cross over and they're going to rest. Going to rest. The shoulders can release. Have a little feel of the belly. Lovely. We're going to go for 3 breaths just here. If the hands are comfy, they can stay. But these are going to be big, nice belly breaths, okay? So we're going to inhale through the nose and we're going to expand the belly. So we're going to feel these hands moving as we expand out. So we're going to go for 3 breaths here. Inhale, expand the belly and the chest will rise after. And let go. Couple more. Last one. And let go, let everything relax. Lovely, lovely. And you're welcome to have a little wriggle, have a little move, a little check in with yourself. Lovely. Watch us. Okay, so we've got our ball. How energetic are you guys feeling? Are you feeling okay? No? Okay, just excellent. I love it when we're on a fairly similar page. In that case, I'm going to sit down and we can take this a little bit more chilled out. If you want to stay standing, that's absolutely fine. We're all different pages, okay? So, have a little wriggle into your chair, have a little wriggle of the legs. We're just going to have a little bit of a feel of the body in this new position, okay? We're asking the body to be a little bit different to how we were a minute ago. So we want to make sure it's happy before we take it any further. So my feet are flat on the floor. You can use cushions. If I haven't said this to you before, cushions are great. Love cushions, okay? If you want to be sitting on a bit of cushion, I'll turn to the side. You can have a flattish cushion. You can make a little wedge, and that will help with that pelvis position. It will just lift your pelvis a tiny bit higher than your knees. This is a great position to be in, okay? But you can also pop a cushion behind you. Okay, if you need that sensory feedback of where the chair is, that's great. If you need to sit and relax through the movements or when I pause, that's also absolutely fine. Okay, we don't need to engage these muscles all the time. We don't need to add any more tension. We want to let go of that when we're doing Qigong. Okay, so comfy first. Right, I'll turn back to the front. Okay, so can we cup one hand? Lovely. So I'm going to have a little peek to that hand and I'm going to imagine that there's something in here that's maybe my favourite drink or my favourite liquid, something that might spill, okay? Now I'm a coffee addict, so maybe this is my morning coffee. I've only got this one opportunity. So I'm going to take the eyes now to have a little inspect of that space, inspect of the palm. Have I got a nice cup shape there? Lovely. Now let that hand sink back down to the thigh. You can let the fingers go. You can let that relax. And we're going to take that idea over to the other hand now. So we're going to draw this one up just to about chin height. I'm going to have another look at that other palm. Oh, my cup was much better on the other side. This one needs a little bit of tweaking. Have a little look there, a little peer. Yeah, that seems pretty good. I can let the eyes go forward now. And we're going to let that sink down. Lovely. Let's lift that other one back up. So we're going to draw that up, start to get that cup. Lovely. Have a little look over. Have a look straight in ahead. And let that sink back down. Lovely. One more time on the other side. Draw that up. A coffee or whatever liquid you've gone for. Have a little peer in. How's my cup? It's pretty good. And look straight ahead now. I'm going to let that draw down. Okay, have a little wriggle if you need to. Might have been quite hard going, keeping that posture with the hands there. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this first hand. We'll just do a couple more. We're going to draw up with the breath now. So as I scoop and draw up here, that's going to be my inhale. And then I'm going to let that sink down. That's going to be my exhale. Okay, let's do 2 on each side and see how we feel. Just go at your own pace here, okay? I'm just going to swap each time. So I'm going to draw up with the inhale. Have a little peek over. Release the eyes, release the hand, release the breath. Exhale and sink. Lovely. Other side, draw up. And release, let the breath go. One more on each side, scooping in with the inhale. And exhale, let that draw down. One more, scoop up. Lovely, let that sink and release the breath. Let all the breath go, let the tension go. Now, can we send a little wave of relaxation over the body? Lovely. Wiggle anything at any point that needs wiggling, but yeah, definitely have a nice move now. Okay, so just work with the arms. So we'll leave the arms for the next bit. We're just going to work with the neck and the chin. Okay, so we're going to just do this slow to start with to get a feel of the neck moving on each side. So I'm going to look center, nose is center, chin is center, and I'm going to take that all over to around the shoulder or as near as comfortable. It doesn't have to go as far as mine. Have a little feel and then draw that nice and slow back to center. Okay, we're going to keep 2 more times of that movement on the same side just so we can see what's going on with the neck today. So nice and slow over to the shoulder, controlled back to center. Lovely. One more over there. You might be feeling that the neck is loosening up already. Back to center. Have a little adjust or a wiggle there. And we'll do 3 of those movements over to the other side. Okay. So just take it at your own pace. Draw the chin over. And back to center. 2 more times, take it over and release. One more time. Back to center, not rushing those last ones. And then move in any way that you want to. Okay, whatever is your go-to neck move, you'll know what's comfortable for you here with the neck. Okay, lovely. Okay, if that felt okay, we're going to just do a couple more like that, and we're going to add the breath. Okay, so we're going to do one on each side. It'll be an inhale over there, and the exhale is returning to center. We're going to do a fresh inhale, and that's going to go over here, and then I'm going to come back to center. Okay, so we'll just do one breath on each side. Whenever you're ready, inhaling over to the shoulder. Slow exhale, draw it back round. Lovely. Over to the other side. And back to center. Lovely. If that felt okay and you want to take it just one more step further, I'll show you that now, but don't feel like you have to do this, okay? I'm going to do one more breath on each side. The neck is going to go the same amount of movement. I'm not going to push the neck any further, but I'm going to use the eyes to have a little look behind me. So my neck's still going to go here. I'm just going to move the eyes, have a look behind me, okay? On each side. So nice breath in over to the shoulder. Just take the chin over there with the eyes. And then just take the eyes a little bit further round. So having a little look behind you. Lovely. Draw everything back to center. Take it over to the other side. Inhale over. Eyes can take it behind. And draw back. Lovely. Have a little move. Have a little wriggle. You're quite far away and I haven't got my glasses on, so I'm just coming a bit closer to check in with you. Is everyone feeling okay at this pace?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome stuff. Wonderful. Have I done any? This was almost a neuro drill. You've probably heard of this term where you're putting in extra input into the brain. Have I done much more with you guys rather than the eyes? Have we done anything with the tongue?
This is my first one, so
Okay,
I haven't.
excellent. You won't have seen this before. It's just, this might seem a little bit weird. That's why I'm just saying. You probably aren't going to have any other classes where they say, well, we're just going to work with the tongue now. But as we're doing some stuff that's chilled out and seated, this is like micro movements with like maximum results. Okay, so that's what I'm aiming for here. Actually, I'm going to do this closer so you can see. I'm going to use the tip of my tongue and I'm going to make a very small circle on the outside of my teeth. Okay, we're going to do this circle getting bigger. So we're going to do it 3 times, a little circle, a medium circle, and then the biggest circle going on the outside of the teeth, okay? Until you're getting all those teeth. Have a little wriggle. Check the tongue's okay. And if that felt all right.
Yeah.
Lovely. Getting some yawns. Perfect. Let's do it on the inside of the teeth now. So we're still using that tip of the tongue, and we're going to do that 3 circles on the inside. If it feels weird just to do it one way, definitely reverse it, okay? Lovely. Whose mouth is now filling up with saliva?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Good. That was quick. If you have got the lucky effect of having a mouth that's now filled with saliva, I want you to build on that. Bring as much into the mouth as possible. And we're going to swish that around the teeth 3 times. And then we're going to swallow. If you can do that whole thing a second time, even better. But you might have run out of it by then. Okay. We're doing a few things we're doing a number of things here to the brain. We're giving it maybe some sensory input that it might be seeking. It might be that we were struggling with those neck movements, and now we can have one more go with that and see if anything's improved. Okay. The other thing we're doing here is activating the vagus nerve. This is one I go on about all the time, and I'm sure other people, my mouth is still filling up with saliva now. Hang on. Okay, when we're swallowing particularly in these tongue movements, we're also activating the vagus nerve, which is why I said, oh, good, one of you's yawned, because that's a signal to me that that's worked for you. It can be very quick. And a yawn is one of the signs that we've activated the vagus nerve and it's taken you into a more relaxed stage. So that's really excellent. So maybe you might just want to have one more go of that neck movement on each side while we're chilled out and we've got that in our memory, and just see if there's any differences to the first couple of times we did it. See if it feels any looser, any different. So I'm just going to do an inhale one side and then the other side. Lovely. Over to the other side. And back to center. Lovely. Well, mine was much looser. I don't know about you guys. It could be that teeth is one that you need. It could be that you need something a little bit different. So these are really handy just to have a little assessment with and see what's good for you, because you can always come back to that tool another time if you need it. Okay, so let's go back to some hands now. We're going to do a little bit of gathering the cosmos. So my hands are going to be nice and stretched out, but I can still relax those shoulders. It doesn't have to be tense. My fingers are a little bit parted there. Wonderful. We're going to scoop up above the head if it's comfortable, just to the forehead height. If that's too much, above the head. Lovely. And then we're going to bring those palms down from the cosmos over the face, the head, the mouth, the neck, past the chest, down past the tummy. We're going to direct it down the legs, so a little bit of movement, a little bit of imagination. Direct it down the calves, into the toes, give the toes a wiggle. Lovely. And then come back open. We're going to do it one more time, just like that. Scoop above the head, nice and controlled. Bring those palms down, drawing down. Lovely. Past the chest, past the tummy, and open out there. Lovely. We're going to do it one more time. We're going to do it with the breath. So we're going to inhale and scoop, and then we're going to bring the palms down. It's going to match our exhale. So whenever your breath is there, you can take your inhale with a scoop, and exhale and bring the palms down over the whole body. Lovely. Bring chi inside, down the legs, over to the feet. And you can come back, but you don't have to have the palms open. You can just have the hands hanging there for a bit now if that's comfortable. Have a little wriggle, have a little shake. Okay, let's see how I'm doing for time. How are the arms feeling now?
All good. Yeah.
Okay. Let's have a little bit of a connect in with this shoulder space now. So you know we had the hands on the tummy here. We're going to take it up now. So this was our body point. We're going to bring it up into the chest. So you can have them resting like this. You can have one hand, whatever helps you get this little bit of connection to this chest space. Okay. We're going to go for 3 breaths, and we're just going to notice that chest rise into the palms, and then a nice let go and exhale. Okay. And release. Lovely. 2 more. Let go. Last one. release. Let the hands go for a moment, have a little wiggle. So we're just sort of working with this second place I'll talk about, which is we might know as the heart space. There's like chakras that line up as well. This is my energy center. This is my soul, my spirit, my energy, my emotion, my power. Any of those kind of words that resonate for you, this is what I'm talking about with this space. So we work with the body for a little bit. We're now coming up to the heart space and opening that area up. The next one is the mind space, okay? Now, if you don't want to move your arms at all, don't, okay? If you need to or want to, please do. We are going to be focusing onto this space here. So this is our third eye. I'm going to touch it so you can see. It might help you make that connection, but that's totally up to you. This could be a rest of the arms, or it could be connecting in with this space here. So it's that third eye space. We're going to be sending in some intention into the mind space now. We'll do 3 breaths and we're going to do a little press with the fingers if you've got them there into that space. If not, you just send your whole intention into this space. 3 of your breaths. Inhale and release. Lovely, relax the eyes here, relax the face. Inhale. Release. Last one. And let it go. Let the hands sink away from the face. And just come back to your natural breath. Have a little move or a wiggle, just to rest for a second there. Just going to pause for maybe 20, 30 seconds. Let's leave the arms for a little while now. So pop them wherever they're comfortable, okay? Have a little think about where that is for you. I'm going to push my chair back a bit actually because you can't see my feet. I hope you can hear me. We are going to work with the legs and the feet now. So yeah, arms can be wherever they're comfortable. Let's just let those shoulders relax again. Let that jaw relax. Lovely. Okay, we're going to take the toe out into, sort of, you can see my toes. There we go. So, got this little bit of space here between the knees, just so I feel stable, but make sure you're comfy. And I'm just going to slide that toe out. So it's going to be a pointed toe. And then I'm going to draw that back and let the heel come down as well. So there's always a complete rest in the middle here. Take it out, toe points, definite tension. We draw it back into the body. Let the heel sink and the leg relax here. One more time, just like that. Point the toe. Draw it back. Heel can sink, the thigh can relax. Give it a little wiggle. And then we'll take that over to the other side. Okay, so I'm going to let the toe point. Lovely. Nice bit of stretch in the ankle. Draw it back. So I'm not even needing to lift my foot off the floor at the moment. Heel sinks, thigh relax. 2 more times. Point. And draw it in. Sink into the earth. One more time. Point the toe. Lovely. Draw it back in and let that sink. Have a nice little wriggle of the thighs or the ankles. Okay, can we add on to that a little bit? Can we take the toe out and then bring it up? Bring the toes up to face the body. Lovely. Can we do that 3 times? Point forward. Bring it in. One more time, pointing forwards. And then we're going to aim that big toe at this space on the forehead. Lovely. Point it out, take it down, draw it back in, let that leg relax. All the muscles can soften, have a little wriggle. And we'll take it to the other side. So we're going to draw it out and then bring the toes to face the body. Back out. Draw it in. One more time, point it out. Face it to the forehead. One more time, point it out and let it sink down. Draw it back in. Okay, let that all have a wriggle. Lovely. How are the legs feeling? Okay, we'll do one tiny bit more with the legs and the arms, but this could be keeping some bit of the foot still on the floor. Okay, I'm going to lift mine off the floor, but you don't have to. You can still have some contact with the floor, so you're not putting in quite as much work. Okay, so feet are flat on the floor. I'm going to lift the heel up on this side. So those toes are going to stay in. I'm just lifting that heel up now, and I'm going to let that sink. Okay, let's do it one more time on that side. Draw it up and let it sink. Let's go for 2 on the other side. Just the heel, draw up and let it sink. One more, draw up and let it sink. Lovely. Can we draw up the heel on this side and raise the palm above the leg on this side? Okay, so everything's down. I'm going to let the heel draw up and my palm's going to raise on this side. We're going to let it sink all at the same time. Lovely. Let's do it one more time on that side. Just see if the brain's got that sorted. And let that sink down. Lovely. Let's go for 2 on the other side. So we're switching heel, we're switching hand. Okay. Drawing up. And sinking down. One more time, draw up. A nice float down, just like a feather. Lovely, slow, controlled. Beautiful. Okay, we'll do 1 on each side, just slowly matching the breath, and then we'll see if we can maybe get it crazy and do both at the same time, but we don't have to, okay? So I'm going to draw up. Heel on this side, palm on this side, and I'm going to inhale as I draw up, and as I bring them back down, that's going to be my exhale, okay? So we're going to draw up with the inhale and sink with the exhale. Let's do 1 more on that side. Draw up. Sink. Switch sides, do 2 on this side. Draw up with the heel. And sink with the exhale. Lovely, 1 more. And exhale and sink. Okay, have a little wriggle, have a little shake. Make sure those calves aren't like staying on tight, that they can relax in the middle there. How am I doing for time? Okay, excellent. So let's see if we can go for 2 on each side with the breath, only if it's comfortable. So we're going to switch. We'll do 1, 1, 2, 2. Okay, that's it. Just see how you get on. Whenever you're ready, inhale and sink. Swapping sides, inhale, and sink. Swapping over, and release. Last one, draw in, and sink. Let everything relax, let all that breath go. Relax for a moment there. See if we can let those calves go. Lovely. Wiggle. How are you all doing? Are you
Good.
okay? Okay. Can we manage to do a tiny bit more with the arms, do you think? As this was just a small one.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, okay. We're just going to do a tiny bit of push and pull. So this is going to be in front of the chest. So I've got my palms facing away from me. I can keep my arms fairly into the body, but just wherever's comfortable. And we are going to push out to wherever we're comfortable with. So it could just be a little movement or it could be the full way. Okay. Find out where your limit is today. Then we're going to draw it back in. So we're letting a little bit of relaxation go through the arms. So we can get that draw into the chest. Lovely. Push out, push away from you. Lovely. Draw in. Hands gather and pull. Lovely. One more just like that. Push out. Relax and draw back in. Lovely. If that was comfortable, let's see if we can do a couple more with the breath. Okay, so I might do an inhale, and whenever I'm ready, I can exhale and push out. And then draw in the breath. Exhale and push. Relax, draw in. One more, push out with the exhale. Draw into the chest. And with the next exhale, let the hands relax. Okay, we're just going to pause there. It's quite a lot of breath we've been doing. So just have this as a moment to pause, release, notice. Just rest. Lovely. Have a little wiggle with the shoulders, a little move of the neck. Okay. So we did lots of opening up, lots of breath today, lots of stuff with the brain. So I'm not going to be taking you anywhere harder than that. We are going to start to close down now. So we opened the body, we opened the heart, and we opened the mind, okay? This is what makes Qigong so special as we work with all these free places. We've opened them up, so now we're going to start to draw that to a close, bring them back in. So we're going to start with the head space. You can again put your hands there or just send intention to this space. This time we're going to make it a little bit different. We're going to make it kind of like that first move. I'm going to make a big opening with the palms away from this space. And then I'm going to draw back in. So it's like a big ball this time, bringing into this space here. Do two more with the breath. So I'm going to inhale and expand. And I'm going to close it with that exhale. One more. Opening out. Imagine a gathering with all of the energy and chi around, bringing that back into the mind space. Just pause there for a moment, have a little connect in, a little rub or a move of the fingers. Lovely. And we're going to take the hands down. Going to draw that down to the chest. Going to work with the heart now. So put the hands wherever they're comfortable here. One hand again is fine, or just the intention. Okay, we're going to do that opening and close with the heart space now. So let's open and expand, and then draw in. Bring that into the heart space. Lovely. Let's match the breath. Let's inhale and expand. And draw in, exhaling. Last one, last chance. Opening the heart, the chest, the shoulders. And then bringing that in, scooping, drawing everything back into the heart space. Just give that a little bit of pressure, a little bit of closing intention into that heart space. Lovely. Beautiful. Let those hands sink in any way they want down to that tummy point. Okay, so this tummy point that I'm working with is below my belly button. They call it kun in Chinese. It's spelled C-U-N, and it's like a whole new measurement that they've got that we'd never talk about here. And I think it works out about 1 kun is 2.5 inches. So it's a little bit of the way under this belly button point. My hands are resting. And this is just a philosophy. I'm just giving you all of the information. Anywhere around that area that feels comfortable is going to be great. So we're going to go for 3 open and closing. You can match the breath if it's comfortable. Whenever you're ready, we're going to expand the hands, open out, and draw back in, scoop into the body. Lovely. 2 more times. Open with the inhale. And draw in, scoop it in. 1 more. Open out and really gathering in, final close down, drawing into the body. Lovely. This is our like energy storehouse here. Yeah, give it a little rub, give it a little bit of pressure, connecting with that space. We're storing everything we just worked with. We're storing it for later. Excellent. Okay. Now, have a move, a shake, a wriggle in any way that is good for you right now after that session. I'm feeling like I need to get really in there, so I'm going to give it a little bit of a bear shake. Okay, but you do wherever you're at now. Doing okay. Considering I was late. Shaky, shaky. Okay. So I don't know about you guys, but my hands and my arms are achy after that. So I'm going to give them a little bit of a massage before we clock off today. So I'm going to give those fingers a little bit of love and attention, move some fluids that might have built up there. So help clear anything out, work with that lovely bit of circulation into the hands, those wrists. Lovely. I'm going to take that all the way into the arms, the elbows. Lovely. Into that shoulder. And then you can come back down the inside. Lovely. So this is for lymphatic drainage as well as a little bit of self-care into the other side. Fingers are great to work with, I'm sure you know, with acupuncture and acupressure. There's the ears, the hands and the feet, they seem to be the key places to work with. So whatever you're kind of doing, you're going to be activating loads of little points there on the fingers. So you don't need to be as precise as with the needles that they use in acupuncture. Into the wrists, take it into the arms, especially those joints, up into the shoulder. Down this lovely bit of inside, again into that joint, Lovely. Take it down. And then we're all done.